The phone slipped from my fingers. 2 years of marriage shattered against a hardwood floor with a crack sharper than my breaking heart. I stared at the screen, still glowing with evidence. Amanda's Instagram story, the one she thought I'd never see. Her golden earrings caught candlelight across a restaurant table I'd never sat at. Her laugh froze in mid-burst at something a stranger said. The timestamp read 11:37 p.m., exactly when she texted me about working late on quarterly reports. My hands trembled as I picked up the device. The morning routine played in reverse through my mind. How I'd carefully prepared her coffee with almond milk and honey, watched her apply that same bold lipstick, listened to her mention another late meeting with clients. 3 months of these signals, and I'd explained them away like a fool. The coffee mug sat abandoned on the kitchen counter, ring stains marking where I'd set it down hours ago when doubt first crept in. Steam had long since stopped rising from the black surface. Cold now. Everything felt cold. Jake's message still blinked unread above the photo. "Dude, isn't this Amanda? Thought you should see this." I walked to our bedroom, each step echoing through the silence. Amanda's side of the closet gaped open. Empty hangers swayed from where she grabbed her black blazer this morning. The one, she said, was for the big client presentation. The same blazer now draped over another man's chair in some dimly lit corner booth downtown. My reflection caught in her vanity mirror. Pale skin, bloodshot eyes, the stubble of someone who'd stopped caring about appearances weeks ago when the signs became impossible to ignore. Melissa at work had noticed my distraction, suggested I trust my instincts. Smart woman. Wish I'd listened sooner. The landline rang. Amanda's contact photo filled the screen. Her smile from our honeymoon in Savannah, genuine and warm, and completely different from the woman who'd been sharing our bed while her heart wandered elsewhere. I let it ring. Voicemail could handle whatever lies she crafted about tonight's deception. Outside, Nashville's Friday night energy pulsed through our neighborhood. Couples heading to dinner. Friends meeting for drinks. People living honest lives with honest relationships. I pressed my forehead against the cool window glass and watched their shadows move beneath streetlights. The notification sound chimed again. Another text from Jake. "Man, I'm sorry. Call me when you're ready." Ready for what? Ready to admit I'd been willfully blind? Ready to confront the woman I'd trusted with everything? Ready to watch my carefully constructed life crumble around the edges while I stood paralyzed by my own weakness? I opened my laptop and began typing. Not a confrontational message. Those never worked with Amanda. Something subtle. Something that would reveal how much I actually understood without triggering her defensive walls. My fingers hovered over the keys, choosing each word like defusing a bomb. Hope the meeting goes well tonight. Give Luca my regards. Send. The blue check mark appeared instantly. Read. No typing bubbles. No immediate excuse or explanation. Just silence stretching between us across the digital divide, heavy with unspoken truths and imminent consequences. I'd made my first move in a game I never wanted to play. The silence stretched for 37 minutes. I counted each one, watching the clock on my laptop screen tick forward while my message sat unacknowledged in the digital void. When Amanda's key finally turned in the lock at 12:43 a.m., I pretended to sleep. She moved through our bedroom like a ghost, careful not to disturb the mattress springs as she slipped between the sheets. Her breathing remained shallow and controlled, the pattern of someone fighting consciousness rather than embracing rest. Morning arrived with artificial normalcy. Amanda emerged from the bathroom wearing her weekend uniform, yoga pants and an oversized sweater that once belonged to me. She avoided eye contact while pouring cereal into a bowl, the ceramic clanking against a granite countertop with nervous energy. "Sleep well?" I asked, testing the waters. She nodded without raising her head. Long meeting ran later than expected. The lie tasted bitter in the air between us. I sipped my coffee and watched her fingers drum against the kitchen island. 3 months ago, she would have launched into detailed stories about difficult clients and demanding deadlines. Now she offered breadcrumbs and expected gratitude. My phone buzzed with a text from Jake. "How did it go?" "Need to talk." Amanda's eyes snapped at the device. For half a second, pure panic flickered across her features before she regained composure. Too late. I'd seen the crack in her armor. "Work emergency?" she asked, voice pitched higher than normal. "Nothing urgent." She excused herself to shower, claiming yoga plans with girlfriends. Another Saturday disappearing into manufacture activities and careful scheduling. I listened to the water running upstairs and opened my laptop, muscle memory guiding me to her social media accounts. Her Instagram had gone private overnight. Her Facebook showed no recent activity. Even her LinkedIn profile seemed scrubbed of personality. Amanda was covering tracks, erasing digital footprints like someone planning an escape route. The realization hit like cold water. My impulsive message had triggered defensive protocols. She was adapting, evolving her deception to account for my sudden awareness. I'd played my hand too early and now faced an opponent who understood the stakes. I called Jake. "Jesus, Rye, you actually sent it?" His voice carried equal parts admiration and horror. "What did she say?" "Nothing. Radio silence. But she's gone full stealth mode on social media. Meaning, private accounts, deleted posts, the works." I spooked her. Jake whistled low. "So what's the plan now?" The plan, as if betrayal came with instruction manuals and recovery strategies. I stared at my wedding photo hanging above the fireplace. Amanda's radiant smile froze in a moment when promises mattered and futures seemed secure. I need proof. Real proof, not circumstantial evidence and gut feelings. Ryan, man, sometimes gut feelings are enough. Not for this. Not for throwing away 7 years and starting over at 34. My voice cracked on the numbers. 34 felt ancient for rebuilding everything from scratch. Amanda's shower shut off upstairs. I lowered my voice. "She's smart, Jake. Smarter than I gave her credit for. If I'm going to survive this, I need to be smarter." Through the window, Nashville's Saturday morning unfolded in suburban perfection. Neighbors mowing lawns, children riding bicycles, couples walking dogs together. The life Amanda and I were supposed to be living instead of this elaborate dance of suspicion and subterfuge. Footsteps descended the stairs. Amanda appeared in designer athletic wear, car keys already in hand. "See you tonight," she said, not quite meeting my eyes. "Probably late. You remember Sarah's birthday dinner, right?" Sarah, another name I'd never heard before this month. "Of course. Have fun." The door closed behind her with mechanical precision. Through the front window, I watched her BMW reverse out of our driveway, carrying secrets I was only beginning to understand. I opened a notebook and began writing down everything I could remember: dates, times, inconsistencies, names mentioned in passing. If Amanda wanted to play chess, I'd learn the rules. But this time, I wouldn't move until I was certain of victory. 3 weeks of methodical observation taught me patience I never possess. Amanda's patterns emerged like constellations in a night sky, invisible until you learn where to direct your focus. I photographed her phone screen whenever opportunity arose. Tuesday morning while she showered, I captured 7 text notifications from an unknown number. Thursday evening during dinner preparation, her device buzzed with a call from LS that she declined without explanation. Friday brought a string of deleted messages, evidence existing only in notification previews before vanishing into digital amnesia. The shared phone bill arrived on a Wednesday. Verizon's detailed records revealed conversations I'd never witnessed. 47 calls to a national number in 2 weeks, always during my office hours. The duration told stories, 3-minute exchanges suggesting quick coordination, 20-minute sessions implying deeper connection. I cross-referenced a number through online directories until a name surfaced: Lucas Sterling, marketing consultant. Lucas, not Luca. My notebook filled with observations. Amanda's gym bag, previously forgotten in closets, now accompanied her everywhere. Restaurant charges on our joint credit card for establishments we never visited together. The Capitol Grill, places requiring reservations and significant investment. Hotel receipts from properties within driving distance, dated during my business trips to Memphis and Atlanta. She announced her Atlanta training conference over breakfast. Casualness masking calculation. The company webpage listed no such event. Her colleague Jennifer, reached through careful social engineering during a wrong number call, confirmed no travel schedule for their department. I booked the same weekend off work. Flight confirmation emails revealed her true destination through a careless Gmail auto-forward. Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Not Atlanta. Not business training. A beach vacation with someone whose identity I was beginning to piece together through digital breadcrumbs and financial evidence. Jake helped track her location through mutual friend connections on Instagram. Sarah Thompson, Amanda's supposed yoga partner, posted poolside photos from Miami Beach. Tag at the same resort where Amanda's credit card registered room service charges and spa treatments. The video call came Sunday evening. Amanda's laptop positioned carefully to show hotel stationery and corporate-looking backgrounds, her performance practiced and convincing. Behind her, through the window reflection, palm trees swayed against sunset skies that existed nowhere near Atlanta's concrete skyline. "How's the conference?" I asked, testing her commitment to deception. "Intensive. Lots of networking." Her eyes shifted left, the telltale direction of constructed memories rather than recalled experiences. "Weather holding up?" "Typical Atlanta humidity." She smiled, probably imagining I couldn't see the beach horizon bleeding through glass behind her shoulder. I ended the call after appropriate pleasantries and opened my laptop. Bank statements revealed the financial architecture of her double life. Cash withdrawals in amounts that suggested paying for meals and activities outside paper trails. Transfers to savings accounts I couldn't access. Spending patterns that align with relationship maintenance rather than business expenses. The legal consultation came Thursday afternoon. Harrison and Associates specialize in divorce proceedings, their office decorated with the quiet confidence of professionals who understood dissolution. The attorney, Margaret Harrison, explained Tennessee's 3-month minimum separation requirement, property division protocols, and evidence standards for adultery claims. "Document everything," she advised. "Financial records, communication logs, travel discrepancies. Emotional affairs become legal affairs when financial deception enters the equation." I transferred $12,000 from our joint savings to a personal account. Legally permissible amounts that wouldn't trigger immediate scrutiny, but will provide foundation for independence. Amanda returned from her fictional conference tanned and relaxed, carrying stories about breakthrough sessions and networking opportunities. She even brought me a T-shirt from the Atlanta airport gift shop, a detail that would have convinced me 3 months ago. Now I recognize performance art when it stared me in the face. I smiled and thanked her for the thoughtful gesture, while mentally calculating how many lies were required to sustain such elaborate deception. The answer was more than she could maintain indefinitely. Amanda returned from Florida with sand still embedded beneath her fingernails. She'd missed that detail in her careful decontamination process, and I noticed while she buttered toast Tuesday morning, humming melodies I'd never heard before. I waited until she settled into her usual spot at the kitchen island, coffee steaming between her palms, defenses lowered by routine comfort. "How was the beach?" I asked, voice steady as concrete. Her hand froze halfway to her mouth. Coffee sloshed against porcelain, splashing across granite in dark droplets that mirrored the color draining from her cheeks. "What?" "Fort Lauderdale, the Marriott Harbor Beach Resort, room 1214, Ocean View Suite." I pulled out my phone and displayed her credit card statement, each line item highlighted in yellow. Spa treatments, poolside dining, rental car insurance for a convertible. Amanda stared at the screen like it contained nuclear launch codes. Her breathing shifted to shallow gasps. Fight or flight, responses triggering automatic survival mechanisms. "Ryan, I can explain." No explanations. I pocketed the device and finished my orange juice. "I filed for divorce yesterday. Margaret Harrison will contact your attorney when you retain one. 90 days minimum separation starts today." The words landed like physical blows. Amanda's coffee mug slipped, ceramic exploding against the floor in jagged fragments that reflected kitchen light like fallen stars. Hot liquid spread across tile, creating rivers between grout lines that would stain if left unattended. "You can't be serious." I stood, collecting my briefcase and car keys with deliberate precision. Moving truck arrives Thursday. I'll be in the Hilton downtown until my New York transfer processes. New York? Her voice cracked upward, disbelief mixing with desperation. Ryan, please, we can work through this. Like you worked through whatever you needed to work through with Lucas Sterling? Direct hit. Amanda's face collapsed into recognition and shame. Her carefully constructed defenses crumbling under the weight of exposed truth. She reached toward me across the kitchen island, fingers grasping empty air. How long have you known? Long enough to document everything. Phone records, financial statements, travel receipts, witness statements. I paused at the door, memorizing her expression for future reference. Long enough to stop caring about explanations. The drive to work past a mechanical autopilot. Nashville's morning traffic provided familiar distraction from the emotional earthquake I'd just triggered. My phone buzzed with desperate text messages I deleted unread, voicemails that joined electronic purgatory without acknowledgement. Melissa found me staring at my computer screen around 10:30, cursor blinking uselessly in empty documents. You look like someone who just burned down his house, she observed. Filed for divorce this morning. She perched on my desk edge, voice dropping to confidential levels. Finally confronted her. Finally stopped pretending ignorance was protection. How did she take it? I remembered Amanda's shattered expression, the coffee spreading across our kitchen floor, the way her voice broke when reality replaced fantasy. Like someone who thought she was smarter than she actually was. My phone rang. Amanda's contact photo filled the screen. That honeymoon smile from Savannah, back when promises mattered and futures seemed infinite. I declined the call and powered off the device. Margaret Harrison's office confirmed receipt of filed documents by noon. Process servers would deliver papers to Amanda's workplace within 48 hours, making our separation legally official and publicly acknowledged. The moving truck appointment solidified Wednesday afternoon. 2 years of shared accumulation reduced to itemized lists and box inventories. Furniture division, personal effects separation, the archaeology of dissolved partnerships measured in cubic feet and hourly rates. I called my father during lunch break. He listened without interruption while I explained the situation, his silence carrying decades of marriage wisdom and hard-earned understanding. Son, he said finally, sometimes the hardest thing about being a man isn't fighting for what you want. It's accepting what you deserve. By evening, Amanda had called 17 times and sent 23 messages ranging from desperate apologies to angry accusations. I forwarded everything to Margaret's office for documentation and went to dinner alone. For the first time in months, I tasted my food. 6 months later, I sat in Bryant Park watching New York's autumn unfold in shades of amber and rust. The transfer had materialized faster than expected. My Nashville supervisor eager to accommodate someone whose productivity had mysteriously improved following personal upheaval. Margaret Harrison's final email arrived Tuesday morning with divorce decree attachments and settlement summaries. 4 months of legal proceedings concluded in clean separation. House sold, assets divided. No alimony required due to Amanda's employment status and documented infidelity. The process had cost $12,000 in attorney fees, but clarity was worth every penny. The aftermath had unraveled with mathematical precision. Lucas Sterling's wife discovered their affair through anonymous evidence packages, photographs, phone records, hotel receipts that painted comprehensive pictures of betrayal. Their marriage dissolved within 8 weeks. Custody battles erupting over twin daughters who became collateral damage in adult deceptions. Amanda's professional reputation suffered quiet devastation. HR investigations triggered by anonymous submissions resulted in departmental transfers and formal reprimands. Her dream promotion evaporated when company policies regarding workplace relationships intersected with documented misconduct. Lucas faced similar consequences. Lateral moves disguised as developmental opportunities. Performance reviews reflecting character concerns rather than technical competencies. The irony wasn't lost on me. Their relationship, built on deception and stolen moments, crumbled under scrutiny they'd never anticipated facing together. I'd started therapy in August. Dr. Serachin specialized in betrayal trauma. Her Midtown office decorated with degrees from Columbia and patient testimonials spanning decades. Weekly sessions helped process anger, that had crystallized into productive energy rather than destructive obsession. Healing isn't forgetting, she explained during our third meeting. It's integrating experiences into personal growth rather than allowing them to define future possibilities. Amanda had attempted contact through mutual friends, social media connections, even showing up at my former workplace seeking forwarding addresses. Each effort revealed increasing desperation as reality replaced fantasy in her reconstructed life. Jake forwarded screenshots of her dating profiles, carefully curated images that omitted recent history while emphasizing professional accomplishments and emotional availability. The writing project had started accidentally. A blog post about recognizing relationship red flags attracted unexpected attention, common from strangers sharing similar experiences and seeking guidance. What began as personal catharsis evolved into regular columns for online publications, speaking engagements at divorce recovery groups, podcast interviews exploring betrayal psychology and recovery strategies. Your story helps people, my editor explained over coffee near Washington Square. Not because you're special, but because you're honest about the process. Recovery isn't linear, and you don't pretend otherwise. Lucas Sterling's LinkedIn profile showed frequent job changes, industry reputation damaged by whispered conversations, and professional network awareness. Amanda had relocated to Charlotte, starting over with a smaller firm and reduced responsibilities. They'd attempted reconciliation twice, both efforts ending in public arguments that became neighborhood entertainment. Their grand romance had withered under the pressure of actual relationship building rather than stolen excitement. I walked through Central Park as afternoon light filtered through October leaves, phone buzzing with work emails and social invitations from colleagues who become genuine friends. New York offered anonymity that Nashville never could, opportunities to rebuild identity without constant reminders of previous failures. The apartment in Brooklyn Heights provided city skyline views and morning sunshine that felt like daily permission to start over. Simple pleasures, coffee without careful temperature considerations, weekend plans made spontaneously, conversations free from subtext and hidden meanings. Amanda called on Thanksgiving morning. I let voicemail capture whatever message she needed to deliver, then deleted it unheard. Some chapters required absolute endings rather than gradual conclusions. At 35, I'd learned the difference between forgiveness and reconciliation. Forgiveness meant releasing anger that poisoned my own future. Reconciliation suggested rebuilding trust with someone who'd systematically destroyed it. I chose forgiveness and kept walking forward.